What's up guys, Intellitech Studios here, and today we're going to be doing a video on a little Dyson accessory I got that should help you out if you're having issues with your Dyson Ball Animal 3 on carpets. So Dyson released a updated design of the cleaner head for their already updated brand new Ball Animal 3 line of vacuums. And the interesting thing is that if I look at mine, it's actually manufactured on the 3rd day of March 2022, before this machine even dropped. Now, this is the Easy Push Cleaner Head Assembly, direct from Dyson. It's part number 972421-01. Now, I will link this in the description, although right now that's not super necessary, as every Dyson Ball Animal 3 is under warranty. So should you need this, I would hope that Dyson would not charge you for it. They didn't charge me for it, so I would hope that if you end up needing this for your Dyson, that you don't get charged for it either, since your machine's under warranty. But anyways, so if you're having issues with your Ball Animal 3 being hard to push on carpet, no matter which of the 3 settings you select on the cleaner head, then this may be the solution. I've already taken it out of the box because when you buy anything from Dyson, the cardboard they use is very environmentally friendly, which is good, but it sheds a lot. So in transit, as it gets knocked around, it'll shed a lot of cardboard dust onto this, so you'll need to wipe it down with a disinfecting wipe. But as you can see, the design of the cleaner head and the brush roller is the same, but one thing you notice is I'm actually going to remove the cleaner head from my Ball Animal 3 to show you the differences and see if this would solve your specific issues of your Dyson being hard to push. Now, it's worth noting that this is only compatible with the Ball Animal 3. It is not compatible with the previous generation Ball Animal 2. So if you have a Ball Animal 2 and you have problems with pushing your Dyson, like many people have had with these units, there's not much that you can do other than trying to basically hack this base plate to keep the self-adjusting base plate from staying down. And there's a lot of home remedies you can do to sort of fix that. But as far as a solution direct from Dyson, there isn't much. But if you bought the brand new Ball Animal 3, if you took advantage of the recent sales, and you picked one of these up and you're having issues with it, no matter which of these settings it's on, first off, I'll go over that real quick after I remove this. So we're going to pull this red tab down right here, and that will, I have to do this with 2 hands, and that will allow us to slide off the cleaner head. So you can see the cleaner head is off, and in my case there's a little piece of ice squeak. Okay, so this is the cleaner head that is supplied by default with every Dyson Ball Animal 3. Regardless of whether or not it's blue or gold, whether it says Animal 3 Extra, Complete, or just Animal 3, these are all the same. So the way this cleaner head works is you can adjust the suction and the gates on the front right here. So if you put it on the minus setting, that closes the gates and closes off these vents. So the suction is 100% sealed to the floor. And honestly, that section is useless. I've never found a piece of flooring where that's usable on, especially bare flooring. But if you put it on this middle section, this is actually the best section that I found for bare flooring, because it opens up the front gates. My leg is cramping. Because this opens up the front gates that allows large debris to pass through. One of the biggest problems with the previous models was large debris couldn't pass through this cleaner head. And now this does, because they got rid of the active base plate. So this is the mode that I use on bare floors. And then finally, this high carpet mode is what I use on my carpets. This closes the gates back down, but then it opens up these vents. Now on this cleaner head, there is no option to both have the gates open and open the vents, which means that in the case of my particular carpet, this highest setting is the best, but because these gates are down and because it doesn't let that much air through these vents, and this has a lot of suction, it really clamps itself down to the floor. And in my experience, it actually makes it harder to use than the previous generation Ball Animal 2, despite that already having plenty of recorded issues with that on carpet. But on my particular carpet, the older machine is actually easier to use. However, I did notice that this machine is easier to use on rugs. But that's where this cleaner head is supposed to come in. So if we compare these two, this is the Easy Push cleaner head, which is a replacement. To my knowledge, Current machines do not come with this, although if this is a big difference in terms of handling, I'll probably suggest that Dyson include this with their future models. And this design is a lot more similar to what they've had on their cordless machines, so I don't understand why they decided to re-engineer this when it seemed the system from their previous cordless machines worked fine, but we won't know for sure until I test it. So what this does is these gates don't exist. They are just always open. No matter which of the 3 settings you have it on, these gates straight up do not exist. They've been removed. So there are always these openings to allow air in coming through the front. And then there are 3 settings. It looks like there's 2, but there is 3. There's a minus, a middle, and a plus. And because I haven't used this yet, I can't exactly tell which is what, but presumably it'll go in the direction of the gates being either more open or more closed. The gates, or not the gates, but the vents right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to install this. Actually, what we're first going to do is we're going to put the original cleaner head back on the Animal 3. I'm going to run it on my carpet, report back with the results. Then we're going to install the new Easy Push cleaner head and see what difference that makes. Thankfully, these cleaner heads are very easy to install. So we just line this up. I guess it's easier said than done trying to line this up. Probably help if I actually look and see what orientation this goes on. I'll just do this off camera. You get the idea. Just push it on until it clicks. When you can line it up with 2 hands, it goes on very easily. So anyways, this is the stock cleaner head. This is the one that came with the Animal 3. And I'm going to run this on the high carpet mode, which I've already determined is the best for my particular carpet. And then we're going to try the Easy Push cleaner head and see if that makes any sort of difference. Okay, so that's it with the normal cleaner head. And one thing I've noticed is that there are some days when I'll go to use this and the cleaner head feels fine, and it feels like barely any harder to push than the Animal 2, like so little difference that, you know, that the benefits of the Animal 3 outweigh that. And then there's some other days where I just can't push it for the life of me. And it does kind of depend on which direction I'm turning it on the carpet, whether I'm going this way or going this way, but that's probably the determining factor. And of course, with your carpet pile, you'll notice the difference because depending on which way your carpet is woven. So now we're going to pop off this cleaner head. So we're going to pop this off. I don't feel like grabbing my tripod, so we're just going to wiggle this off. And now we're going to grab the new Easy Push cleaner head with the same brush roller. It's also worth noting that if you have the Ball Animal 3 Complete, the one with the gold brush roller, and you get this cleaner head and you really like the gold and you don't like the blue, the brush rollers are the same. So you can put your old brush roller in this if you really want to. Or if you get this from Dyson, you basically just have a spare cleaner head. I kind of wish they gave you the option to select the cleaner head that you want at checkout, so that way you could select if you have deep pile carpets or if you have carpets with a... Because really the issue isn't deep pile carpets. Usually the issue is, at least with the Ball Animal 2, the issue wasn't the deepness of the carpets. This is a misconception that I hear all the time. The issue with the Animal 2 is the backing of the carpets. Whereas in the case of the Ball Animal 3, just really the thickness of the carpet actually helps with the pushability, at least based on my experience. So, but again, I have very limited testing as far as the types of carpet that I've tried this on. So now we're going to take the new Easy Push Cleaner head, and we're going to play with these settings and see what works the best. So we're going to take this, slide it on, try to line this up. A little bit tricky with one hand. Okay, it's not wanting to go on, but that's because I'm probably just not doing it correctly. Yeah, trying to do this. See, that time it went. Okay, there we go. So just heard that click. So now that tab's holding it in place. Bit of dust right there. All right, so this is the new Easy Push Cleaner head. I don't remember what section it started on, so we're just going to start off with the plus, and then we'll go to medium, and then we'll go to minus, and see how this does. Okay. Okay, so the plus mode is actually harder to push than the deep pile mode on the stock cleaner head. So now we're going to try the medium mode. See what that does. We're going in the wrong direction. That was harder to push. That clamped itself even more than the plus setting, and again even more than the high pile setting on the old head. So now we're gonna try minus and see if now it'll be easier to push, because it's kind of in the name, Easy Push Cleaner Head. So I would hope that the Easy Push Cleaner Head would be easier to push than the easiest setting on the stock cleaner head. You would think that that'd be how it works. Maybe not. I'm just moving the box for this out of the way so I don't show my address. All right, let's try this. There. Oh, okay. Okay, now that's more like it. So that's weird. The Easy Push Cleaner Head is only easy to push on the very left setting. So this minus mode on the Easy Push Cleaner Head is the easiest, well, to push. Because you could see when I compared that, and whenever I was vacuuming with that, I was able to twist it with the ball, and it was twisting and swiveling like it was supposed to. Then when I had it on medium, it was really bad. It was really hard to push. Plus, same thing, really hard to push. So both the plus and the medium on the easy push head is actually harder to push than the high pile on the stock head, and roughly the same as the middle section. Actually, no, I would say both of these settings, both the plus and the medium, are about the same as the middle on this one. So the middles on both these are the same, pretty much. But even between these, the slight edge would go here. But again, that's both of these settings, both the plus and the medium, are harder to push than the high pile on the stock setting, and that's even with the gate shut. So if you get this, minus is the way to go. Don't bother with any of the other modes. This plus is useless, the medium is useless, use the minus. When you use the minus, this is really good. So I think this cleaner head with the minus mode, I think that's the jackpot right here. Now, it would be nice if Dyson just gave us an actual suction control right on the machine so we didn't have to deal with stupid crap like this, but that would make too much sense. Because that's actually one thing they could copy from Shark, because the tool suction in many cases is also too much. So just a little slider right here that obviously defaults to shut, but just that you could bend down and swivel to bleed off a little bit of suction, because this is the intake for both the nozzle and for the wand, so this would work for both if you didn't want to have it be separate. That little bit right there would have solved all of these problems, but Dyson didn't feel like going that route, and now they have to waste a bunch of money sending out these cleaner heads to people, and yeah, that's already like with the previous cleaner head design, how they designed the screws in these so poorly that when they strip out, in fact this one's stripped, so the second that this starts to strip out the brush roll, I'm going to have to just replace the whole cleaner head. So, and of course these aren't interchangeable, otherwise I just slap this on there. That is not an option, unfortunately. So they designed those screws so cheaply that any amount of money they may have saved on manufacturing, they had to shell out from sending people new cleaner heads. And I think this is the third time I've had to get a new cleaner head for one of my Dysons, because the screws just strip out immediately. Thankfully, all of these heads fix that, because it just opens with a button lock. So that's fixed. But then that introduces this issue with the adjustment. So it's still better than the active base plate because you can at least work around it. So it is an improvement. So yeah, as far as this cleaner head, if you use the minus mode, it's worth it. But if you're getting this, then yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing, is that this minus is the easiest to push. And it's really misleading, because the minus, I know this is a bare floor, but it's the same symbol. The minus on here is actually the one where it's sealed and clamped down the most. So I would have rationally thought that minus would mean that everything's sealed and it's hard to push, and that plus would mean we've added the vents and that would make it easier, but that seems backwards, but whatever. So yeah, if you get this easy push cleaner head, minus is the way to go. And if you have one of these, then of course high pile's the way to go, and then switch it to the middle when you're doing bare floors. But in my case, this is going to be my main daily driver head, because not only does this minus make the vacuum the easiest to push on any of these 6 settings, it also doesn't have the vents, or doesn't have the gates. So I theoretically can use this on bare floors without having to adjust anything. So ignoring these 2 settings and leaving it on minus is the way to go with the easy push cleaner head. So if you have a Dyson Ball Animal 3, I know this is a long video, but I'm explaining everything so you know exactly how to use this. So if you have a Dyson Ball Animal 3 and your Animal 3 is hard to push, and none of these three settings made a difference as far as making it actually pushable on your carpet. Call Dyson and tell them to give you this cleaner head. Tell them that I want the easy push cleaner head, and I'll put the part number in the description so you can find it. So if you splurged on a Ball Animal 3 and you're having these issues, don't take it back to the store. Get yourself one of these cleaner heads, and that'll fix the issue. Is it annoying that you have to get a whole brand new cleaner head and waste the entire old cleaner head for your brand new $500 vacuum? Yes. I'm sure the children that built this in Malaysia are very upset that all their work went for nothing. But hey, at least now you actually have a good cleaner head that works. So that's good. So yeah, this is going to be the cleaner head that I use on my Ball Animal 3, unless somehow something changes, because I do really like this. And now that I've tried this, I think the question now is it easier to push than the Ball Animal 2? And I'm pretty sure that's the case. This does feel like it's easier to push than my Ball Animal 2. It's at least pretty much the same. So even though I've been daily driving my Ball Animal 2, you can tell from the bin being full, I think I'm finally going to retire it in favor of this, now that I have this cleaner head with this setting. So yeah, this seems to really like my carpet, so this will be the way to go. So if you're wondering what my daily driver vacuum is right now, it's the Dyson Ball Animal 3 with the Easy Push Cleaner head. Of course, if this is a replacement head, you lose all the badges and stuff if you care about that sort of thing. But yeah, that's it. This is Intellitech Studios signing out with my quick review of the Easy Push Cleaner head for the Dyson Ball Animal 3. Like I mentioned, I'll link this in the description with the part number, but again, call Dyson first because you might be able to get one at no charge. At least I hope so, because I did. So yeah, if you need this, then definitely pick one up. Won't cost you anything, and it will hopefully make your brand new vacuum much more pleasant to use. So yeah, this is Intellitech Studio signing out. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Again, sorry for being long-winded, but hey, now you know exactly what you need. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace.